Okay, let's talk about working with images in InDesign. All right, now basically there are two ways to place an image on or into InDesign, if you will. The first way is to just go to File, drop down to Place, all right, and then you can, wherever your image is located, in this case it's on my desktop, I'm going to navigate my way to the image. I'll say Open, and then once I have the image, I can just click and drop, and that will bring it in as actual size. All right, so that's that's the first way. Then the second way is I can go over to the rectangle frame tool, I can create a rectangle, all right, and then I can go to File, drop down to Place, all right, again, navigate my way to my image, select that, and then I can you can see, it will place it in the frame. So in other words, both ways will yield the exact same results. It's just that one is when you just go to File, Place, and you navigate your way to the desktop, it'll bring it in and it will automatically create a frame for it. Whereas when you want to manually bring it in using the other option, you create the frame first and then you bring the image in. What does that mean? Well, let's take a look at this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a Command A, so I select both of these frames, and I'm going to stroke them. I'm going to give it a 2-point stroke just so that you can see the frame itself. All right, so let's say, for example, I just gave it a two-point stroke. All right, and let's take a look at it and see what it's doing. So if you can see, if I'm in the selection tool, all right, if I tap on this object, that will be the frame and its contents, I can move the frame and its context and its contents anywhere I want to put it. Okay, but let's say, for example, I want to manipulate the contents within the frame. So I'm going to go to the Direct Selection tool. I click on that. If you notice, it looks like that color has changed to brown. Well, that brown color, all that is that's the image, or that's the contents of the frame that I just selected. For example, I'm going to go, in this case, I'm going to go to the upper right-hand corner. I'm going to put my finger on the Shift key, and I'm going to pull this in. And what I'm doing is I'm scaling the contents of the frame. So let's say, for example, I can move this contents around very easily. And the reason why I put my finger on the Shift key is because it constrains the proportion. I can move it any way I want. I can even if I go to the selection tool, I can even rotate it. All right, and this is taking place without moving the frame or without affecting the actual frame. I'm working with the contents within the frame. I can scale it up again. All right, I can make it larger and I can reposition it. All right, so that again, this content is being manipulated, but the frame remains the same. All right. Now, if I want to rotate the frame and its content, or manipulate the frame and its contents, then I need to be always in the selection tool, select it, and you can see it looks like it's blue because it's selecting the frame and its contents. I'll put my finger on the Shift key and the Command key, and then when I do this, I am now manipulating the frame and its contents. All right, so you can see the difference between the two. All right, the difference between the two is the first one, the one on top, the frame remains the same. It's the contents within that's being manipulated. But the second one is the frame and the contents are being manipulated. And the best way to give this example in the natural world is if you have a picture and you put it on your wall, you just don't take that picture and slap it on the wall. No, you put that picture in a frame, and you can frame that picture any way you want. You can make that, you could use a large frame or a small frame, but you would put the picture in the frame. Well, this is the exact same concept here. You don't have just a picture, you have the picture in a frame, and you have the option to manipulate the picture and the frame or the picture within the frame. And that's how you work with images.